All right, we're back again, and this time we are going to do the feather stitch. So I have all of my leaves stitched. Now I'm going to go in and I'm going to put the feather stitch in the center of all of the leaves. Set that one aside. So here we are. I'll thread my needle up. Again, I have a 24 needle, 8 weight thread. I'm going to put a knot in the end. And I probably stitch with a little bit more thread when I'm stitching at home, but for the video I have a little bit shorter thread, so I'm not pulling this on and off the screen so much. All right, so I really love the feather stitch, and I have to admit it was very hard in the beginning to understand this, but I did have a friend along the way teach me a really unique way to teach people how to remember where the needle goes on this stitch. So I'll kind of walk you through it, and then I'll tell you the secret way to know what we're going to be doing. All right, so the feather stitch is really kind of fun, but it's all relative to a straight line. So I'm going to pretend there's a straight line right down the middle of my leaf. Now, part of my U, so I'm going to show you this here back again. So part of my stitch, let me see if I can find a dark one here that you can really kind of see. All right. So down the middle, one of them is on the right side, and then one of them is in the middle of the line. So this right side, middle, right side, middle. So you always got to kind of know where your line is down the middle. And sometimes I'll even draw a line, but this is just a short little distance, so I don't really need to draw a line on this one. But I'm going to come up on the left-hand side there, and I'm going to make one right in the middle first. So I'm going to scoot over about a 1/4 of an inch, maybe a little less, and then I'm going to come out in the middle, like right on the line, the center line. So that's going to make that U right down the middle. So then I need to make one to the right, and then one to the middle, and then one to the right. So now I'm going to use this guy right here. I'm going to come over about a 1/4 of an inch, a little bit less, scant, and then I'm going to come out in the middle again. So there is the second U. Now I'm going to swing over, and now I need to go down to the middle here. There. And then now again over. So I'm just going to let you watch me do this. It's kind of awkward being on video, so you can see it. All right, one more. And then I'm going to park right in that hole. How convenient. Okay, so then that one is finished, and I'm not going to travel way over here, so I am going to knot off in the back. So I'm going to take that little bite, make that loop, go through once, go through twice, and pull that down. And remember, I don't need to bury it because you're not going to see the tails. Okay, now I'm going to teach you the magic words on how to remember where your needle goes. All right, so think shoulder, shoulder, belly. So the top stitch is one shoulder, then where's your other shoulder? It's directly across from the other shoulder, so that's where you come out. And then the needle needs to come out at the belly, so it's shoulder, shoulder, belly. So if you know where your shoulders are and where your belly is, you can know where to put your needle. So I'm going to come up, there's my one shoulder, then where's my other shoulder? Oh, it's over here. Now I'm coming out at the belly. So there's my belly. Shoulder, shoulder, belly. So now your belly becomes your shoulder. So now shoulder, shoulder, belly, shoulder, shoulder, belly. And just try to make sure that this is even and then this is even. So they're about the same size, whether it's a 1/4 of an inch or a little bit less than a 1/4 of an inch on this little tiny leaf. Shoulder, shoulder, belly. So how awesome is that? We're going to end. And you might have to play this video back a couple times before you get it, but don't worry, we all had to do that when we learned this stitch in the beginning, and pretty soon you'll be a pro at this stitch because you have 28 leaves on every block. So there'll be lots of practice. All right, so again, just I do have a book called Wool, Needle, and Thread, the beginning guide. It's like, and it has a picture every time my needle or my hand moves. So if you don't have that, you might want to get your hands on that, because that can sit right next to you and you can go from one picture to the next, to the next, to the next, to do what I just did. All right, so join me next for one of the next stitches.